It's back to Howdy's house to take a close-up look at a beautiful 46 Ford Street Rod. And go for a ride in a very nice 57 Chevy. All that and more coming up next on World of Collector Cars. World of Collector Cars is brought to you by
Introducing the new X-Side Orbital maintenance-free battery. The X-Side Orbital has been dropped, dragged, and drilled to prove it's tough enough for anything and perfect for your collector car. The new X-Side Orbital battery. Rare Parts of Stockton, California. Rare Parts supplies suspension parts for all vehicles from 1930 to current year models, specializing in collector car suspension and small run manufacturing. Rare Parts, available through jobbers and repair and restoration shops across the country.
The World of Collector Cars is funded in part by Steel Rubber Products. Steel Rubber Products, manufacturing weather stripping and molded rubber parts for Chrysler Corporation, Packard, Independence, and General Motors Cars and Trucks. Steel Rubber Products, making parts for fellow hobbyists for nearly 30 years.
Kimberly-Clark, makers of Noah and now new Dusttop softest flannel fabric. Dusttop is the newest fabric from Kimberly-Clark, featuring incredible softness and breathability, plus 4 layers of protection for your pride and joy. Noah and new Dusttop car covers from Kimberly-Clark.
Continuing with our visit to Howdy Ledbetter's home, we kick things off with a dynamite street rod. Howdy, I love this car. What do we got here?
It's a 46 Ford two-door sedan, and I cut the top off of it for my wife because she likes convertibles. And I made the Carson-style top, and then I got the front end from Winfield, one of his front ends, and I cut the hood and dropped it off like the new diesel trucks are and things. I thought that would make the front look down more. Naturally, this is another one of mine, so I got to have it low. I don't care if it beats it up or drags the ground or whatever. Got to be low. And I shortened the car 5 inches.
You sit in a chair to change the spark plugs?
Yeah, or get it up or something. Yeah, it's down there.
This is great. I mean, it is really low. This is nice, though. How long did it take you to do this?
This one was about a 6-month project. A friend of mine, Doug Caldwell, come over at night and help me out with the body work, and then had Art Himsel paint it. Naturally, he comes up with some kind of a wild artistic paint job and did a really nice job.
You know what that's called at all, the blue or the...
No, it's just art, just turn him loose. You
Art's
never know.
imagination. Huh?
That's right. You never know what's going to happen. But he always does something nice to please me. Oh, yeah. That's for sure.
Fabulous paint job. Well, can we pop the hood on this one?
Sure.
Take a look at it. What are you running?
This got a 502 Chevy, the new crate type motor with a Viper 6-speed stick in it. A lot of horsepower. This one's a lot of fun to drive. Yeah, what we did on this one was took the crate motor and just base coated the motor to match the car, and then naturally Art painted around under the hood, and everything is the same, and the door jambs and everything. And then we painted this one on the inside. That was kind of a new thing a year ago. Paint with my upholstery, it just kind of brightened it up inside. We put the Dakota digital dash, and then made the aluminum rails for the dash across the front with the gauges and everything are hidden behind it.
Yes. What kind of wheels are on this car?
These are original type Hildebrand wheels with the Hildebrand knockoffs.
And what size tires you running on the front and back?
They're the big ones and the little ones. Just good sized rubber.
It's good enough for me.
Yep, me too. The car drives just as good down as up. When I set up suspension on a car, I always set it to ride at its best at its lowest. And I figure that you can raise the car a lot easier than you can get them down. And this has skid plates for going over speed bumps and things like that, so it doesn't tear up any of the body. and you still get the same ride going down a freeway or something. It rides like a new car. It's all independent suspension, so it's really kind of neat. The only problem with this car is you can't see out because of the top. You just have to be careful.
How long does it take you to get the top off?
To tell you the truth, I've never taken it off since I put it on. I imagine it'd take a while and a couple of guys to lift it too. It's not like just hit a button and it goes down. Everything's electric on the car, the doors, the hood, the trunk, the seats, everything but the top.
I was just sitting here trying to imagine it without the top, and it's one of those cars that looks really good with the top up, but I bet it would look good with it off too.
Yeah, when I built it for my wife, it was supposed to be with no top, and then, with my bald head and everything, got to have that top over the roof. So this year, though, we're going to be driving it at Pleasanton at the Good Guys without the top.
And interior, who did that?
I'll give you one guess. It was me. Yeah, I did the interior. It's a gray leather interior.
Now here in the back, what do we got here? A little trunk, or what's this?
This is a rumble seat. I made this where my daughter could ride around in the fairgrounds, and my daughter's 14 now, but last year or so she was a lot smaller and she fit in here pretty good. But I'll open it up for you. But first, when I had this painted by Art, I had nothing back here, no tail lights, nothing. And what we did was we worked around Art's paint job. I'm so confident in the way he paints that I figure he can make something, I can make tail lights. So that's what we did. We put everything on after it was painted. We even cut the holes and everything. Let me open the lid for you here. We split, this doesn't look like too much of a big deal, but you split the lid and it's different compound curves to get it to open. And I used the factory mechanism by reversing it from side to side and turning things around to make it where it would work. And now it's more functional as a trunk rather than a rumble seat. But I still like the way it opened. It's kind of trick, Oh,
yeah. Then it was time to ride in that great-looking 57 Chevy. How long have you had this?
I've had this about a year. I got it from Bob Mellinger. He built it. Chad's Automotive did a lot of the work on it, and I always said that if he ever got rid of it, I was interested in it, but it surprised me the day he told me. We worked a trade and some other stuff and whatever, and I ended up with it, and I didn't even realize it was a stick with overdrive, which I had one when I was in school, and it just made my day the day I got in it.
Tell the folks what that overdrive is good for if they don't know.
The overdrive, when you let up on it, it'll shift into a higher gear. It has a 3-speed, and it actually is a 6-speed. First gear, when you take it up to 25, you let up, it'll shift into a second. And then second gear, you let up at about 40 and it'll shift into a 4th gear. And then high gear, you let up anytime and it'll shift into a 6th gear. It's and it downshifts automatically in high gear. But it's just I remember taking off in low gear, but I didn't remember that you had to go 25. Now I'm so old, 25 feels fast. But it's a lot of fun driving them, and it has that whining noise. Anybody that had the old overdrive transmissions in 50 in the Fords, any of the Ford overdrives or any of that, they'll remember that sound it had, But I'll give you a little example of what it's like in low gear. Now that's low. That's second low without shifting. That's really second. That's another second. And then you have the third, and then you let up and you have another one. So it's got plenty of gears. That way you can run the 411s and have the horsepower and everything without winding the engine to death.
What are you running in?
This got a 350 in it now, 350 horse with 1 4-barrel, and it really runs good. It's a nice driving car. No power steering, no air, just horsepower and fun.
You don't need power steering if you're going down a straight line.
That's right, and with this great big old steering wheel, you sure don't need it either. But it's got the
Original tissue holder?
Tissue holder, you know. And this one's upgraded with the stereo for the CD in the factory opening where you don't have to cut the dash up. And it's just a nice little car. It has all the original upholstery in it, kit from Dumcheck.
I don't see any cops around.
No, thank goodness, huh? But I think we probably could go up here someplace and maybe jump on it just a little bit.
Oh, darn. Could we?
Yeah, I think we could manage that. I think we could find a spot up here.
Not that we're promoting this in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, we used to race. I'm from Richmond, and we used to go out and race 57 Chevy at Butler's all the time at night out by the bay out there. Man, we used to have a good old time. And every time you get in something like this, it makes you feel like you want to go do it just like you was 16 again.
Your wife like this car?
Yeah, this one my wife drives most of the time. This one and the 46 are both really hers. You know, she's the one that usually does all the driving. I work so much, I really don't drive around too much, but she does most of the driving. Drives them to the store, keeps the batteries charged up, you know, and everything. So, and she's the one that takes care of all the black cars, keeping them clean all the time.
Now, what are we going to be doing here?
Oh, we're just going to take off normal.
Oh, okay.
That was a little normal.
Semi-normal.
Yeah, we're off.
Would you buy tires every other week?
Yeah, if I was driving, we would. Yeah, it would actually burn rubber a lot farther than that. It scares you sometimes, but it'd be kind of a shame to break the rear end up here someplace in the hills, huh?
So Howdy, I guess this is a car you're going to keep for a while?
You never know.
Come on, you're not going to get rid of this.
This one's in my wife's name, so it may be a little harder to get rid of. She has a tendency to want to keep them all.
Is there anything out there that you are looking for?
Right now, I'm building a COE truck. That's one of the pug nose trucks, and I've wanted one of those. And then I would like to build another Chrysler. I kind of like those big Chryslers, and I'd kind of like a 62 without the fins. I think that'd be an interesting one to do, just for a cruiser type car. But I'm going to do a front wheel drive COE truck car hauler. I'm going to use a Cat Eldorado front wheel drive. That way I can get it about 6 inches off the ground. You can drive the car on it without even ramps. That'd be a nice little truck, huh? About 20 feet long.
We enjoyed our ride with Howdy. Hope we didn't offend Ralph Nader. Of course, at Howdy's house, you never know what you'll come across. Howdy, out here in the just around the corner from your garage, looks like you got another project in progress. This purple primered truck. What year is this?
This is a 49 Chevy. This is one of the original dream trucks that they started working on back in the 50s, and I acquired it. You know, car builders and guys like us always got to have something to work on. So this was one that I thought would be a nice project, and I'm going to do it in the gold, like the little Halley cart, and purple, and just kind of put it the way it should have been, that I think, and take the modern mirrors and handles off of it and just change a little bit, put the white walls on it and the chrome rims, and just make it something cute.
This was originally in the shows, what year?
Oh, it had to be back in 59, 8, something like that, I would think.
And you're going to kind of take it back to that era?
Right, I'm going to put it back to that with the original type scallops on it and whatever. Just got the normal bed full of parts to go with it. Got the original gauges and stuff that was in it and all the stuff. And naturally, me, I like a low car, so I'm going to lower it down. I'm going to lower it down some more and change it a little bit. But other than that, it's going to be pretty stock with the white walls and everything.
When can we expect to see this one at a show?
Probably January for Oakland.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah,
That's not too far off.
About 5 months, something like that.
When are you going to work on it? Start in December?
Yeah, this will be the night shift. The night shift. I'll leave a couple of weeks for it.
Well, over here in the other garage that you have, Howdy, you got a car that looks like it was a real nice-looking car, and it looks like somebody's attacked it.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, this is a friend of mine, Mike Townsend, and 2 weeks ago, this was a nice car. I upholstered it about 6-8 months ago. It was really pretty, had the flames, the inside was flamed to match it, and then he decides he doesn't want door handles or hinges or trunk hinges or none of that, so it's down. We took the wing windows out. It's going to be one-piece windows. The flames are coming off. It's going to be painted by Bill Reesner in dark black cherry with ghost flames by Himsel. And it'll be back on the road at the Oakland Roadster Show is when we're going to debut this one.
Well, it's a very nice 39 Chevy, and looks like it is going to be even nicer.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be real nice. It's got a 383 stroker motor from Summit, and it's got a jag rear end, all independent front suspension. The car rides like a Cadillac. I drove it home, and it is a nice driving car with a lot of horsepower.
Is it basically going to stay the same color and color scheme?
It's going to have the same type of flames, if at all possible, because that's the type of flames that I make, and it matches inside, but they'll be ghost-like, and you won't see them at all, hardly. You have to catch the light just right, like you do the Ford emblem on my car.
Well, Howdy, this Cobra replica that we just kind of pushed out of your garage here is very beautiful, and it looks like you're going to be doing some work on the interior of this, too.
Yeah, this car belongs to Paul Fleury, and I'm going to be doing a light gray leather in it to match the stripes on it. He's been working on this, what I understand, about 7 years. He owns a powder coating business, and he powder coated every piece of it. It's just fantastic. He did it where it looks like black chrome. And he's kind of a big guy, and so we're going to make the seats a little smaller where he can get in and out of it real good.
A little more comfy.
That's right. It's got a big motor in it. I heard it when he brought it.
What's it got?
I think it's a 427 or 428 Ford, yeah. Yeah, and he's got the original type wheels on it and everything. And the Toy Works did the paint, and they do a fantastic job. Really turned out nice. And they developed their own color, and everything. It's a little more blue, and then the stripes have some pearl color in it too. So turned out real nice.
And you get to take these cars for test drives all the time?
No way. They get smaller dents if you push them.
Well, I'm sure the owners are happy to hear that.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Can you pop the hood for us?
Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, that's a big one, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that is clean.
Yeah, Billy did all the work on it, and he puts the Cobras together all the time, and he really does a nice job. He really does a good job on them.
Is this what you were talking about as far as the gray powder coating goes?
Yeah, the gray powder coating. That's his business. He does it for high-tech places, so the quality of his work is far superior to just regular powder coaters.
Yeah, that is really nice. That does look like almost like polished aluminum or something.
Yeah, and black chrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really does a fantastic job. Nice stuff.
Now, Howdy, you're not going to tell me this is a hot rod, are you?
Yeah, this is old man's hot rod. This is the extra cop cars. They made Impalas out of them. And most of the hot rod guys that want a new car too are buying these. They have a Corvette motor in them, and they got a lot of soup. They got wide 17-inch tires and wheels on them, and it's just a fun new type car, and one you can count on to go anywhere, anytime. And they're cheap. That's the best
My
part.
kind of hot rod.
Yeah.
Are there any left out there, do you think?
There's no more new ones. They quit making them in December of '96 now, and so about the only ones around now are used ones. They came in 3 colors: black, red, and green, and they all had gray leather in them. And the only option was a CD player or a tape deck.
How fast are they?
They go 140. Yeah, that's what the cops say. 140 they'll go. So they run good.
Get you a market pretty good.
Yeah, that'll get you. That's a good car for the ball-headed old man. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. Be careful if you come up next to this guy. Howdy, we've certainly enjoyed the time we've spent here with you and your wife Barbara and your daughter Hallie, and certainly I know everybody's going to enjoy this great your cars and the ones that are here that you happen to be working on.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, Dale. We had a good time, huh? Burn a little rubber, huh?
Well, I was going to say, hopefully we can come back, the next time you get a few cars.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll get something else that'll burn some rubber. You never know.
Sounds good to me. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Had a good time, Dale.
All right. World of Collector Cars is brought to you by
Introducing the new X-Side Orbital Maintenance-Free Battery. The X-Side Orbital has been dropped, dragged, and drilled to prove it's tough enough for anything and perfect for your collector car. The new X-Side Orbital Battery. Rare Parts of Stockton, California. Rare Parts supply suspension parts for all vehicles from 1930 to current year models, specializing in collector car suspension and small run manufacturing. Rare Parts available through jobbers and repair and restoration shops across the country.
The world of collector cars is funded in part by Steel Rubber Products. Steel Rubber Products, manufacturing weather stripping and molded rubber parts for Chrysler Corporation, Packard, Independence, and General Motors Cars and Trucks. Steel Rubber Products, making parts for fellow hobbyists for nearly 30 years.
Kimberly-Clark, makers of Noah and now new Desktop Softest Flannel Fabric. Desktop is the newest fabric from Kimberly-Clark, featuring incredible softness and breathability, plus 4 layers of protection for your pride and joy. Noah and new Desktop car covers from Kimberly-Clark.
Gotcha.
Beautiful, baby.
Gotcha.
Beautiful, baby.